and the Grasshopper. The ants and the grasshopper. A grasshopper spent all his time singing and dancing in the sun. One day, he saw a group of ants carrying a heavy corn kernel. "Where are you taking this?" he asked the ants. "We are storing food for the winters. Even you should start collecting food for the winters," said the wise ants. The grasshopper laughed and started dancing again. The ants felt sorry for the grasshopper, but they continued doing their work. The grasshopper spent his days playing, dancing, and singing, whereas the ants worked hard and their stores were full of food. Soon, everything was covered in a thick blanket of snow. The grasshopper did not get anything to eat. He saw that the ants' stores were full and they were happily eating food. "Dear ants," the grasshopper called out, "can you please share some of your food with me?" The ants shared very little of their food with the grasshopper. Though the grasshopper was thankful for the ants' help, the food that they gave was not enough. The grasshopper had a hard time passing the winters, but he promised himself that he would never ever commit that mistake again. Moral: there is a time to play and a time to work. The dog and his shadow. Once there was a dog. Every day the butcher gave him a bone to enjoy. Every day the dog sat near the shop to enjoy the bone. Then, one day, the dog thought that he should take the bone somewhere safer and eat it there. So, he took the bone and decided to look for a safe place. While looking for a place, he came upon a bridge. While on the bridge, he saw another dog in the water. The other dog had a bone that was twice the size of the first dog's bone. The dog thought, "I must get the bigger bone." Thinking this, he started barking at the other dog, and then he jumped in the water to attack the other dog. In the process, the dog lost his own bone. He did not even get the other bone, as the bone was just a shadow. Moral: greed can often make you lose what you have in hand also. The Fox and the Crane. One day, a fox invited a crane for dinner at his house. The crane was happy to receive the invitation and agreed readily. When she went over, the fox welcomed the crane inside. They sat together and talked, and soon it was time for dinner. When the fox came out of the kitchen, he carried 2 flat dishes with soup. He served and sat down to enjoy the soup. The crane could not drink the soup because of its long beak. This irritated the crane, but it greatly amused the fox. He lapped up his own soup and kept looking at the crane. The next day, the crane invited the fox to dinner. The fox readily agreed. When the fox reached the crane's house, the crane welcomed him warmly. Soon it was time for dinner, and the fox could smell something lovely brewing in the kitchen. The crane came out with 2 jugs full of soup. The jugs had a long, narrow neck. Neither could the fox get his snout in the jug, nor could his tongue reach the bottom. This irritated the fox a lot. The fox returned home hungry, but understood that the crane had just paid him back. Moral: as you sow, so shall you reap. The Tug of War. One day, a rabbit approached an elephant and said, Mr. Elephant, you sure are big, but are you as powerful as me? Allow me to tie a rope around your middle, and you will soon see who is more powerful. Sure, said the elephant, laughing, and allowed the rabbit to tie a rope around his middle. The rabbit then went to the seashore and called out to the whale swimming some distance away and said, Mr. Whale, you sure are big, but are you as powerful as me? Allow me to tie a rope around your middle, and you will soon see who is more powerful. Sure, said the whale, laughing and allowing the rabbit to tie a rope around his middle. The rabbit then hid in the trees and shouted, Pull! The elephant and the whale, thinking that they were pulling the rabbit, used all their might, but neither the whale nor the elephant could get the better of each other. Finally, the rope snapped in the middle and both the animals fell in opposite directions. Then, whenever the elephant or the whale saw the rabbit, they hid from him. That amused the rabbit greatly. Moral: one can use his wit to defeat even the most powerful enemy. The fox and the goat. One day, a fox approached a well. While drinking water, the fox did not realize that he was slipping. Soon, he found himself in the well. Although he tried to get out of the well, he did not succeed. Just then, a goat came up to the well. Seeing the fox, he asked, How is the water, my friend? Is it clean and cool to drink? When the fox saw the goat, he hurriedly thought of a plan. he put on a very satisfied smile and said, "The water is really cool. You must come down and see for yourself." The goat, without thinking, jumped into the well. When the goat jumped into the well, the fox said, "My friend, there is no way to get out of this well. First, you help me out of the well, and then I will pull you out." The goat agreed. He helped, and the fox was out of the well in a jiffy. The fox started to run away from the well. The goat called out, "My friend, you have broken your promise." The fox said, "If you had some brains in that big head of yours, you would have first seen the way out and then leapt into the well." Saying this, the fox left the goat in the well and ran off. Moral: look before you leap. The Lion and the Mouse. Once upon a time, there was a lion. He was fast asleep in the jungle. Just then, a mouse came out of the grass and started playing there. The lion was disturbed. He woke up and roared, "Who is this? Who is disturbing me?" Just then he saw the mouse. He pounced on him and caught him by his tail. "Oh, dear Majesty, I am very sorry for disturbing you, but I did not realize that you were sleeping here." This made the lion even angrier, and he said, "You shall be punished, little mouse." The mouse then pleaded, "Dear king, please leave me, and someday I shall be able to help you." The lion took pity on the mouse and let him go. One day, the lion was captured by a group of hunters. They tied him up and went to look for something that would carry him. The lion became very sad as he had nobody to help him. Just then, the little mouse appeared from the grass nearby. He nibbled at all the ropes, and in just few minutes, the lion was set free. The lion thanked the little mouse, and they became friends for life. Moral: even the smallest friend can help you in the time of need. The Wicked Wolf. Once, a lion fell ill. The fox and the wolf looked after him, but the lion did not get well and was irritated. One day, the fox thought, "King Lion is getting irritated by all of us. I will not go near him for some time." The wolf always thought evil of the fox and tried to find ways that would harm him. After almost a week, the wolf realized that the fox had not visited the king. He went to the lion and said, "Your Majesty, the fox has not visited you for a week now. I think he is not concerned about your health." The lion thought for a while and said, "You are right. The fox has not visited me. Go and find him, and I will punish him." The wolf found the fox and told him that the lion wanted to meet him. The fox went to Lion's den where he was waiting for him. "Where have you been, Mr. Fox? Am I not important for you?" "Your Highness," replied the fox, "I have been visiting doctors in our neighboring forests to find a cure for you." "And have you been able to find one?" asked the lion. "Yes, my lord. You need to wrap your body in the warm skin of a wolf," replied the fox. As soon as the lion heard this, he pounced on the wolf and killed it. It then wrapped the wolf's skin around his body. Moral: thinking evil of somebody results in evil happening to you. The Hare and the Tortoise. Once there was a very proud hare. One day the hare saw a tortoise walking along slowly. "Ha ha ha! Hey, slow coach! Can't you do better than that?" teased the hare. The tortoise looked at the hare and said, "Mr. Hare, I think we need to race." The hare laughed so hard that he had tears in his eyes. After a while, he said, "Sure, Mr. Tortoise, let's race." Soon, the entire forest came to know about the race. The next day, all the animals gathered at the old hill to see who would win the race. As soon as the start-off was given, the hare dashed forward. He ran as fast as he could and left the tortoise far behind. The tortoise also started running. He ran as fast as his short legs could carry him. When the hare saw that the tortoise was far behind, he lied down to rest and was soon fast asleep. On the other hand, the tortoise kept running slowly. When the hare woke up, he hurriedly ran to finish the race. But when the hare reached the finish line, he saw that the tortoise was already there, waiting for the hare to arrive. Mr. Tortoise had taught the hare a good lesson.